Good morning, traders. What's up and what's going on? And happy Money Thursday. How are we all doing today? Welcome back to the best trading chat room in the world, baby. How we all doing? Good morning, Dougie, Big B, Steve, Mr. Angel, Kits, King. Get it, baby. Get it, baby. Steve, good morning. One Tile Cool, good morning. Mr. Chris, Kevin, Trader King, Crypto, Cole, Leon, J. Cohen, Jeff. Woo! What's up, traders? What's going on? Happy Money Thursday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. I hope you guys had a great day yesterday. I mean, I saw it in Profit Chat. You guys had an amazing day inside the market. We were banging out some SPY trades into the day, some UVXY trades in Power Hour, absolutely rocking it, having a good old time, locking in those profits. So again, I hope you guys had a wonderful Wednesday trading. Hope you guys had a good night and you guys are having an even better morning. We do have a pretty big watch list to talk about today, guys. Probably 10 to 15 stocks that I want to review. Some of them we're going to review them quick. Some of those we're going to really dissect them thoroughly because they have some good potential for today. So want to just dive into it, guys. Hitting you with the good mornings. Hit me with a good morning. How we feeling today? Are we fired up and ready to go? I hope so, because today is going to be an awesome day in the market, guys. All right, so we're just going to dive right into it and talk about what we have today, because the watch list is actually pretty big at this point in time, and our goal is to dissect these stocks, eliminate the noise, and focus on the top stocks that have the best potential for the day. Dougie, it's not a parachute, baby. It's a freaking harness, because the market is on fire. It's like a roller coaster. We're all over the place, and I got to get strapped to my chair. I'm joking, guys. It's a back brace. It's a posture corrector, but no, it's my harness. I'm strapped in. I'm ready to go, and I am hitting it hard today, and I guess you guys are going to be hitting it hard with me as well, so let's make it happen. What do we got going on for the day, team? All right, IMAC. Number one, IMAC up 67%. Trading good volume, 21 million in float, currently number 2 on the leaderboard. Why is this stock currently up at this point in time? So they complete Walmart's pilot program, affirms commitment to growth. So dissecting this a little bit more, they're completing, they're announcing the completion of its pilot program for the Backspace Retail Chiropractic concept located in select Walmart stores. They plan to add 20 more locations in the next 12 months. So last time we've seen a press release with Walmart and expansion, that was on SBEV, and we saw SBEV have some nice hype for about a couple of weeks as they were in the Walmarts in Florida and expanding. Things were going great, all that good stuff. So when we see press releases like this and they want to expand and get into more locations, not only could we see good opportunity today, but we could see some great opportunity in the coming weeks as well, assuming these press releases are still good. All right, so we got IMAC, good press release, low float stock, good volume, up 72%, hit a high of 314. Gave a lot back, guys. Gave a lot of those gains back. So right now, 200-day moving average 135. Okay, that could be a level of support. These highs here on the daily chart 146. That could be a level of support as well. Now we got some of these spiking highs up towards around 165. That's actually a level that IMAC is trying to hold above right now at this point in time. Resistance from the daily chart 192 to $2. Anything over that level, we can see it up towards around 216. Then we could see it possibly back up to retest some of these spiking highs in the high twos, guys. All right, so we'll watch IMAC. I'm not a fan of that huge upper shadow, right? I mean, just a massive upper shadow, hit a high 314, backing all the way back down below $2. So again, big pop, big drop. Right now at this point in time, I just want to be mindful of this and still keep it on watch to see if we have any potential today. I still think there's better opportunity out there. So we're going to move on to the next stock, guys, that has some news, and that's going to be HTGM. And that is number 2 on the leaderboard, currently up 32%, trading 5 million shares. On average, it trades 140,000. So again, we have great volume. Nice low float stock, 6.46 million in float. So HTGM, what is currently going on with this stock? There's a lot of big words I don't know how to pronounce in this press release. I already tried doing it on TikTok. I'm going to try to do it again. So shares are trading higher after the company announced it has harmonized, dude, I don't freaking know. It's mRNA whole transcriptome assay with the HTG transcriptome panel. Dude, what does all this mean? I don't freaking know. All I know is they're making an announcement that it's harmonized, right? It's mRNA whole transcriptome. Whatever. All right. So the press release, what are we looking for in press releases? Keywords. Keywords, right? Do I see any keywords in that press release? Nah. What do I see a keyword in? I see a keyword in VYNE. VYNE announcing positive data from its phase 1 trial. That's what I'm talking about, right? I can read that press release. That's a keyword for me. VYNE announcing positive data in its phase 1 trial. I can dissect that. I can digest it. But with HTGM, I can't pronounce like 90% of the words in that damn press release. Yeah, I don't know. What? I can't see anything, huh? Again, guys, you just need to look for keywords in press releases. You don't really need to dissect the crap out of them. We're trading penny stocks that have reasons to be moving. All right, so stock's gapping up, has volume, low float, has potential. Why is it moving? What's the press release? Do we have any keywords that suggest the stock could rip big? Like, you know, meeting primary endpoints or positive phase 3 trials in regards to cancer, receiving large sums of money, right? We're looking for keywords, and certain keywords will get these stocks really ripping and running. You don't need to know all the details about a press release, just certain keywords. So I'm not really seeing those hot keywords that would really lead me to believe that this stock is going to just be the #1 stock of the day and just absolutely rip and run. But it is a stock that's currently gapping up. Right now it's number 4 on the leaderboard, up 32%. It has the volume, it has the press release, it's a low float stock as well. But really looking at this stock, guys, it's not really doing too much in pre-market. So what we'll do is we'll keep it on watch. We have resistance up towards around $2. We have support at 160. All right, so let's just keep it on watch above 160. And if the bad boy sets up around 160 and it looks like we can see a push back up to this top resistance level of around 195 to $2, we know why it's moving. We know it's a low float stock. We know there's a reason for the stock to move, and we can get prepared and lock in some profits. All right, so we will be watching HTGM at this point in time, as it does have a press release. You got VYNE, right? VYNE was leading the board at one point in time. Right now, VYNE giving a lot back. It's only up 11% now at this point in time. It is trading decent volume. It's trading 3 times the average. It's a medium float stock, right? It's 53 million in float, with a decent little press release, right? Announcing positive phase 1 data from their clinical study. So VYNE has a pretty decent press release, nice medium float, has decent volume, but right now, guys, it's given like everything back at this point in time. We are now trading at 68 cents, right? So we had decent support right around 78. We didn't even try and hold that level on up, right? Not even attempting to hold that level on up. So at this point in time, I'm not too crazy about it. It's going to be a back burner stock to watch. If it starts moving today, let's get prepared. Has a press release, has a decent low enough float stock. You know, it could start ripping and it has some volume, but right now, I mean, it's just giving everything back. And again, I would expect, because there's a lot of bag holders in this stock. Lots of bag holders in this stock. Now they get an opportunity to get out, break even, make some profit. They're going to take that opportunity. They're going to make it happen, right? So I'm not crazy about the price action. I'm not crazy how we're just falling on off, not even trying to bounce, not even trying to hold on up. Definitely don't think it's a stock really worth your time, but we will keep it on watch for the day as there is some news. And then last stock with news this morning is going to be MENTORSHIP. So they signed a launch service agreement with SpaceX. Now, why does that press release even stand out to me? What's SpaceX? It's Elon Musk. Let's look at MENTORSHIP. It's that simple. SpaceX, Elon Musk. All right, the stock may do something today, right? Anything that has Elon Musk behind it, sometimes the stock does well. So we do have a good press release. They're signing a launch service agreement with SpaceX. MENTORSHIP right now, at this point in time, is number 3 on the leaderboard. It's up 32.9%, trading 14 million shares. On average, this stock trades 700,000. So this stock is leading the board with high relative volume, right? It's trading some of the best volume. And it's a 50 million in float stock as well here on MENTORSHIP. So it's 50.7 million in float, really good relative volume, up 39% on a pretty good press release. Right now, support's back down at 365, give or take. I would say right around 365 is going to be your first decent little level of support here on MENTORSHIP, but dropping below that 365 back down to 332. Resistance is going to be right around $4, and then high of day in pre-markets 453. Now, if this stock really gets some action today, and this is the stock that all traders land on, and this is our number 1 stock, we do have potential up towards around 5 and then 525, right? If we break over that 525, we could see it up towards around 615 on MN. Let me type this in real quick. MENTORSHIP. All right, so again, decent little press release there on MENTORSHIP. Right now, support's back down at 365 and then 332. And right now, 26% of the float is currently short, right? So short squeezes, Trendy hit this on the head the other day. Short squeezes normally occur between 20 and 35%. We saw IGMS, 52% short interest, that stock squeezed, right? This is a pretty decent little short interest, right? 25% of the float is currently short on MENTORSHIP, right? So what does that equate to? That's about 12.5 million shares currently short on the stock. All right, so we'll have to see if this stock can hold support, get some action. Maybe we start to see a little bit of a squeeze today on the stock as well. So I would say out of all of the stocks that have a press release, all of the stocks that have news and they're gapping up with volume, I would say MENTORSHIP is going to be that number 1 stock that I want to watch out of the gate in regards to these stocks that have some news. Now, we are going to be watching IMAC, see if the stock can set up for us, maybe move today. HTGM, another stock that we will keep on watch above that 160. VYNE, another stock we'll keep on watch. But again, a lot of these stocks really don't look all that great, right? The press releases aren't all that great either. But MENTORSHIP, pretty good press release, really good volume. It's actually leading the board with the highest relative volume. It's a decent float stock. It could definitely rip and run. And I really like the short interest. 26% of the float currently short. So we'll definitely want to be keeping the stock on high watch today, guys. Especially if we start breaking that pre-market high, this thing could get pretty darn explosive to the upside. All right, guys. A lot of the stocks that I'm really looking today are prior day movers, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 8 stocks that have moved in the past, maybe yesterday, this week, last week, the week before. Some of these other stocks we're going to talk about are prior day movers, and they show some decent potential today, guys. So we're going to brush through these, hit them on the head, get you guys prepared. What am I looking at and what do I see? And why do I even want to watch these stocks today? Right, so definitely SBFM, right? Everybody knows SBFM is a stock that's on watch. We had really good news on Tuesday. Stock gapped up, didn't do too much on Tuesday, right? Wednesday, we actually saw the stock open pretty flat yesterday, came down to that 200-day moving average, right around 509, and then just absolutely ripped to a new high of 789. So I'm really liking SBFM today, guys, and I would like to keep the stock on watch above yesterday's close, which is right around Tuesday's open, right around that 620 to 630 level, right? May not come back down that low, but if it does, it's a stock that I definitely want to keep on high watch. If we start breaking over yesterday's highs of 789, we have potential to $8 psychological resistance, 852, 891, and then we could see it all the way up towards around 10 bucks. So SBFM at this point in time, prior day mover, fantastic news there on Tuesday. Huge gap up, really holding above that 200 SMA, showing some strength. And right now in pre-market, it's showing some strength. We're currently gapping up about 70 cents. And this stock has had some decent attention towards it over the last couple of days. So I definitely want to be watching SBFM as another top stock to be watching out of the gates and today as well. BRCC, maybe, right? This was our mid-candle breakout trade from yesterday. I was in this stock. I got out for a small profit. It took all freaking day to even get to our target. We had a 2680 target, and I think we tapped pretty close to it, right? We got to 2670 right at the last minute of the day. So BRCC, I do want to watch this if we start breaking above yesterday's close, as well as Tuesday's spiking high. So we have the start run up right on Monday, gap down, setting up for the mid candle for Wednesday. And we saw the attempt. We saw the push, light volume, slow and steady. So if we start to break that, let's just call it 27 level. And right now we have the ask at 27.30 and the bid at 27. So if this stock opens and just right off 27, we could see this continue, right? We had the start of a mid-candle breakout. We didn't get the full-blown move yesterday, but we could see the continuation today, especially over Tuesday's spiking high, right? So over 27, guys, on BRCC, we could see it up towards around 28.27, and then testing Monday's spiking high right around $29.20. Definitely want to keep this one on watch to see if we get that continuation off this potential mid-candle breakout that started to work on out a little bit for us yesterday. So that's BRCC, back burner stock, has potential. Definitely want to keep it on watch for today. ADN, I don't know if I want to watch this one today as we are currently gapping down. What could we see this stock do for us, right? If we close and we hold above 310 today, I would expect to see a potential little mid-candle breakout. So we're gapping down right in the middle of yesterday's big move, yesterday's big run-up. We're gapping down. If we just kind of chop sideways, sit sideways, don't do too much, and we have a decent close, ideally above 3 and 310, this could set up for a mid-candle breakout tomorrow. So ADN right now at this point in time, I'm just going to take it to the very top of this watch list. It's not something that I think is going to do a lot today, but I definitely think it's something we should watch throughout the day, see how it closes in the day, and see if it's something that we need to be watching first thing tomorrow morning for that possible mid-candle breakout. All right, guys. So we talked about SBFM, BRCC, ADN for that possible mid-candle breakout tomorrow. ATER, right? So big move there on Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, nice pullback, right? So when we look at breaks and pullbacks, right, we can see that occur on a daily chart. We can see that on a 1 minute, a 5 minute, really any time frame when we break a level of resistance, right, and we start pulling back with decreasing volume into that level of new support. Old resistance turns into new support. So right now we have that nice big breakout here on ATER on Monday, gap up Tuesday, and we start our pullback here on ATER. The last 2 days, decreasing volume. Typically it's a 2 to 5 day decreasing volume pullback into that prior level of resistance, aka new support, and we could start to see that reversal and that next leg on up. So I do want to watch ATER today to see if it does start to actually set on up for a little bit of a daily reversal. We do have support down at $2.90. We're pretty much flat here in pre-market. So we'll just keep it on watch, see how low it's gonna go. Maybe it starts breaking today. What we're really looking for, guys, is the first daily candle to make a new high. So if today's another red day, it's okay, right? 290 support. If we start breaking and moving today, the next daily candle to make a new high, that's when we start looking at this on high watch, right? So breaking over like 360 with some volume, that could be when this stock really starts getting some action to the upside. So right now it's a back burner trade. There's not a lot of volume. There's not a reason for the stock to be moving as far as a catalyst. It's just momentum. It's a daily technical setup. I still think we could see 290 before really getting that big time move on up. But if it starts moving today, I want to be prepared, and I want you guys to know what I see and why we're even looking at it today. So right now it's definitely on the back burner. Keep it on watch. We start breaking that 360 with some volume. That could be when we start to see that next leg up. But right now at this point in time, the best of the best support would be back down towards around that 290 level on ATER. DRCT, I like DRCT a lot, guys. Why do you think I like DRCT? Tell me, someone tell me. If you give me the right answer, you can trade my account today. You guys know why I like DRCT? I'll just give you my credentials and you can trade my account. Oh, Cole, he wants to trade my account today. Cole, you're in alerts, buddy. You're in alerts, buddy. Come on over to the real chat, buddy. Right? Stock Talk. Cole's right. Cole hit it on the head. He was the first one over in alerts chat that posted. To fill the gap. Gap, fill, bounce. Right? Gap, fill, bounce. Cole, you can have my account today. Shoot me a text. I'll give you credentials. Just don't blow it up, buddy. I believe in you, man. I believe in you. Just make us about 10K and we'll split profits. But yeah, so I like gap fill bounces. When a stock gaps up substantially and it starts dropping substantially back into that that close before the gap up. Again, when we get those quick drops, and DRCT is dropping quick. I mean, it's just straight down from around 450 down towards around that 298 close yesterday. So what I'm looking for is the stock to open and just drop right down into this 268 level on DRCT and see if we have buyers here. If we have buyers and we see it bouncing and popping, this could be a gap fill bounce strategy back up to 3 and then possibly 330 to 340. So what I'd be looking to do is if this comes right down to that 268 and we start to see that bounce and we start to see that volume, we could look to take this back up to $3. That's about 30 cents of reward. If we pop below 260, it's not really a good sign, is it? So maybe like a 255 stop loss. But I think if we get that bounce, we could see a decent follow through back above 3 into that 320 to 330. I'm actually going to readjust 320 to 330 on DRCT, guys. So it's a gap fill bounce down towards around 268. Let's see if it opens, drops, and let's see if we start to see some buying pressure move in for the gap fill bounce strategy back above 3 into the 320s to 330s on DRCT. Still a back burner stock, right? It may not do anything today. It could just keep crashing on down, but it's worth watching for that particular strategy, guys. Okay. I saw you guys talking about BBAI. All right, I saw you guys talking about BBAI this morning inside a chat. BBAI was actually not even on my watch list because this thing absolutely dumped yesterday here on BBAI. I mean, just absolutely dumped on off. So, I mean, a huge red candle. A lot of selling volume. I mean, could it bounce back up? Could it go on a little bit of a dead cat bounce? Could you start to see maybe shorts in the stock covering and see a squeeze? Sure you could, right? Absolutely. But at the same time, could you see it continue to dump on off? Yeah, absolutely. So right now, bottom support on BBAI, guys, is $10. Actually, it's like 10.15, right around that 10 to 10.15 level, okay? Support. I'd put you support right off this nice little bounce level from yesterday, which was also a spiking high resistance level there on Tuesday. So we see we had resistance at 1087. We see we came down yesterday and bounced off that level. We cracked below it, and then 1087 was resistance until this morning when we broke back above. So if we're above 1087, we could see it back up to that pre-market high, guys, of 1219. But if we crack below this 1087 level, watch for it to pull back towards around 1015. It's just 50-50. Could it keep dumping and crashing? Absolutely. Could there be a lot of shorts in the stock? Absolutely. Could there be a dead cat bounce as buyers, right, are looking to trade this for a nice little bounce on up? Absolutely. So again, we could see a nice little dead cat bounce. We could see it move on back up. It's trying to move on back up. And if there are a lot of shorts in the stock, right, maybe we see a little bit of a squeeze today as shorts are going to be forced to cover their positions. Again, we'll have to see when we get that volume, when we get that price action, and try and gauge what we're seeing at that point in time. So BBAI is a stock on watch. Right now it is a back burner play at this point in time, because again, there's better opportunity out there, guys. Like MNTS, I think has really good opportunity today. SBFM, I think SBFM has some really good opportunity today. BRCC, maybe. ATER, maybe. DRCT, maybe. BBAI, maybe, right? So maybe. Those are back burner plays. Right now we got 2 great stocks to watch right out of the gate, and we have 3 more to discuss in the next 10 minutes. Let me grab a drink of this real quick. All right. IGMS, I'm liking some IGMS, guys. All right, it seems like we found a decent little level of support. I liked it last week. The news was fantastic on IGMS. This stock is also heavily shorted. Let's go check the current short data, IGMS, and see if we have anything. It was 52% short as of March 15th. So right now, the current short data on IGMS is 46%. And that's the estimated short interest still at this point in time. So remember, as of March 15th, the short data was 52%. What I'm seeing here, 7 a.m., this is updated. The estimated short interest percentage of the float is still pretty high at 46%. And what I like about this is we came down, cracking, falling. We hit this low there on Friday. We bounced Monday through Tuesday. Yesterday we opened, came right down into this low, and we had a decent little green day. Not substantial volume by any means, but I like the start of a potential double bottom on the daily. It's kind of hard to see, but you come on down into this 22, you bounce, back down the 22, you bounce with a green day. I'm really liking some IGMS, and I think IGMS could start moving again, maybe today or tomorrow. So I really want to keep the stock on watch above 25.67. If we can break above 25.67 on IGMS, we could start to see some great action on the stock, guys. Back up to 27, back up to 28.35, back up towards around 29.48, and then the rest of these spiking highs as well. So we can see that there's some decent opportunity to the upside if we can break and hold over Tuesday's high a day and yesterday's high a day, right around this 25.67 to 25.70 level. So I would say we have a lot of back burner stocks at this point in time, but IGMS is probably my #1 back burner stock at this point in time. I like the news that it had. I think there's still potential. High short interest. I like the start of this potential double bottom reversal. We could see some action today with IGMS. So I would say this stock is going to be on high watch today and tomorrow as well here on IGMS, guys. Okay. MULN, I do want to watch MULN, and here's why. So MULN has been a nice, slow, steady grinder over the past 2 months, from around 52 cents, hitting highs of 421. We could see we had a nice little 20 EMA, 50 SMA squeeze, nice big break, nice big run, pulling back on decreasing volume into the 20 EMA, nice pop, pulling back on decreasing volume into the 20 EMA, and we saw it bounce yesterday. Came down to the penny, it popped, and we had a little bit of volume start to move in from buyers. That's telling me that there's still some activity and still some interest with MULN. All right, so I definitely want to keep MULN team on high watch today and tomorrow. If we hold above this 247, that's our 20 EMA, and we start to break above this downtrend, right? We have a lot of great potential back up to 3, back up towards around 345 to 350, and then back up towards around that spiking high of 414. This is a momentum play. You can see the momentum on the stock. You can see that it's just flowing. It looks healthy. It's consistent, right? It's just nice big pop on up, decreasing volume pullback into support, nice pop on up, decreasing volume pullback into support. We could start to see this higher low reversal break of the downtrend here on MULN to really get this thing going, guys. So I definitely still want to keep MULN on high watch above our 20 EMA. If we start to see some good volume moving in off that level, breaking that downtrend, we could see this back up towards around $4 and 414. If we ever break that level, I mean, we do have a nice little target up towards around $5 on MULN. So #2 on my back burner watch list at this point in time will be MULN. Again, #1 was IGMS. And again, team, ADN, maybe for a mid-candle breakout tomorrow. So let's recap really quickly. Top stocks that we're watching out of the gate. MNTS, SBFM. Back burner stocks that we'll watch as well out of the gate. IGMS, MULN. Okay, the rest of the stocks that I'm going to list, these are back burner stocks that could do something today. They may dump, they may fade and fall. If that's the case, they're coming off the watch list. But right now, I still think they should be on watch, but add them to a back burner and just focus on them every now and then. You know, just go look at it, see if it's doing anything. If not, go back to a stock that has better potential like MNTS, SBFM, IGMS, and MULN. So IMAC right now has news. It's gapping up with volume. Good low float stock, right? It has potential to move today, but it's on the back burner because it's not doing anything in pre-market. HTGM, another stock with news. Good volume, nice low float stock. Another stock that has potential, but right now not looking good in pre-market, back burner. And then VYNE, same thing, news, low float, good volume. It is a back burner stock at this point in time. Prior day movers, right, that are also on the back burner that have potential for today. BRCC, ATER is actually starting to get some action here, guys. So let's go ahead and just check ATER and make that our 5th stock that we'll be watching right out of the gate, because we're starting to see some volume move in right before the open. So ATER now is on one of our top 5 stocks to watch out of the gate. All right, DRCT, still a back burner. BBAI at this point in time, still a back burner. So top stocks, MNTS out of the gate, SBFM watching it out of the gate, ATER, IGMS, and MULN. Those are going to be the stocks that we will be watching right out of the gate. I do think we'll see a little bit of a green day on the SPY. The reason for that is when we get over this more puts than calls, this $1 level, this level of 1. We can see that anytime we're over that level, we return to the norm. We get over this level, return to the norm. Over this level, return to the norm. What did we see over the past 2 trading sessions? We had more calls than puts in the market. Within the last 2 days, we had a lot more puts than calls in the market, right? So normally when we see more puts than calls in the market, every now and then we see a nice little green day or 2 green days back into the norm. Okay, guys? So with that being said, I do think we could see a decent little green day on the SPY. I don't want to predict anything, but I just want to look at the technicals, right? We do have a lot of resistance at our 200 SMA, right? That's right around 448. But if the SPY can break and hold that 448 level, we do have this gap to fill from Tuesday to Wednesday, up towards around 450, up towards around 451. So if we're breaking and holding this red line, that's our 200-day moving average, and that turns into support, no longer resistance. Watch for some calls today up to 450 and then 451 on the SPY. If we hit that 448 level and we cannot break above, and that is just solid resistance, we will be looking for puts today here on the SPY. Okay, so right now, yesterday's close, right around 446.48. And if we do not see that move higher, we could absolutely see a retest of yesterday's lows around 443.54. So right now at this point in time, sit back, tread lightly. Let's wait to see what happens on the SPY 15, 20 minutes in, and let's see what kind of opportunity that we have. Okay, either way, we'll identify opportunity like we did yesterday, and we'll be able to lock in some great profits on the SPY, guys. All right, so that's my watch list for the day. All right, we're definitely gonna be watching the SPY, definitely watching some of these top 5 pennies at this point in time, and we have a nice little back burner watch list at this point in time, guys. All right. On my end, stream looks good. Just make sure you're selecting live. So on your live stream box, hover over the live stream, you'll see a little live notification. If that's not in red, you're not live and it may buffer. So make sure you are set to live to get that 3 to 5 second delay. All right, so scanners are now live. Again, we have a good selection of stocks to be watching right out of the gate this morning, team. And we are all set, ready to rock and roll. If anything else pops up on a breakout scanner, high-day momentum scanner, stocks getting halted, we'll shift our attention elsewhere and see if that stock has better opportunity. I see SEED must have just now dropped a press release. They signed a purchase agreement for 50,000 metric tons of enhanced corn. Okay, so they signed a purchase agreement to sell 2 feedstock companies totaling 50,000 tons. All right, so we'll watch SEED as they do have a press release as well. SEED has support at its 200 SMA right around 847. We start breaking above the open of 901. We can see the stock run back up towards around that pre-market high of 978. Resistance at 10, and then you can see it up towards around 1065. So let's go ahead and put SEED on the watch list as well, and just see if this is a stock that gets some good action today. Low float, good volume with a press release. We will absolutely be watching SEED to see if we get some activity here, guys. But to start the day, I'm absolutely watching MNTS. Definitely want to be watching SBFM. Maybe we got some ATER action off the reversal. I mean, it's above 360, guys. So here's what you want to do with ATER. We opened above 360, right? I said the first daily candle to make a new high is where we could start to see a lot of volume really start to move on in. I mean, look at this. We've already traded 500,000 shares to start our day. So not too shabby over that 358, 360. But what you need to do is wait for a pullback. The stock's breaking out. Wait for the stock to pull back and retest old resistance as new support, right? If we get that pullback nice and healthy, simple retest, we can then look to go long up towards around 383, up towards around 392, $4, and then that spiking high in the 420s here on ATER. So ATER is definitely a high watch stock at this point in time. So is SBFM, so is MNTS. We also have IGMS, we'll keep it on watch, and MULN as well, guys. And honestly, I do like some MULN today. I really like how we could see a strong bounce off that 20 EMA, right? So right now, I mean, 260 risking under 240. That's about 20 cents of risk if I were to take that trade right now out of the gates. But we really want to start to see a break of the downtrend. But we could see 320 and 340. So there is some good potential here today with MULN. But I want to see one little pullback first. Just one little simple pullback first on MULN before getting involved here. But I do think MULN has some good opportunity off that 20 EMA, high or low. That 20 EMA really likes to hold this stock on up as a level of support lately. And if we get this strong bounce and a follow through for a break of the downtrend, watch this thing to really start taking on off, guys. Really watch this thing to start taking on off. But again, I'm not going to chase the stock out of the gate. I'm going to wait to see if it pulls back, where it comes down to, and then get prepared at that point in time. So you have the 20 EMA right around 249. Yesterday's lows at 246. We'll just be watching this off of yesterday's lows of 246 here on MULN. BRCC said, I'm just going to go ahead and run. Here's your pullback on ATER, guys. Let's see if it's a nice, healthy, decreasing volume pullback. We really want to see this staying above that 358 to 360 on this pullback to get that next leg up here on ATER. Right now, we're 4 minutes in. The goal is to get some quick wins out of the gate, but the quick wins have to be proper setups, good setups. All right, team? So right now, if you don't see anything that really stands out to be an A+ good setup, there's no reason to jump on into anything at this point in time. You're only 4 minutes in. Most of our money yesterday was made after 2 o'clock, right? Most of our profits yesterday inside the chat were made after 2 o'clock. So that's the thing, guys. It doesn't matter when you make those profits as long as you're locking in consistent profits. The best trade can come right at 9:30. 10 o'clock, 11, 2, 3, 349, 359. I mean, you never know, guys, right? So we sit back and we wait for the best opportunity to present itself, and then we get involved. So BRCC's already hit target of 28.27, so we can't chase this right now. So wait for a slight pullback here on BRCC, guys. A little bit of a pullback here on BRCC. And let's see if it sets back up for a nice little trade. Yeah, VYNE trying to pop on up here a little bit. Now you got SEED trying to go for a red to green move. So wait for the break over 9, SEED. Wait for the break over 9, guys. Don't chase it for a break over 9. This stock could dump on off today. But wait for a break over 9. Simple retest of 9. You could look to go long back up to that 978 level. So I'd be waiting for a break and a retest off the red to green move. If you're not already in, I wouldn't be chasing this at the open because the open is a level of resistance. And you have the VWAP. And it's a psychological level, and you see it backing down, backing down, backing down, backing down. Okay, so wait for a break and retest of 9 before getting involved with SEED, and you could see it back up towards around that high of 978. So right now we're just watching SEED. SEED has the volume. SEED's trying to get that red to green move. Wait for the red to green move to play on out, and most of the time you get a simple pullback, retest, and then a nice little follow through. Right now we're not chasing this over $9 resistance. We're going to wait for it to break $9 resistance. This is why we wait for breaks and retests. We're not chasing the stock. We're waiting for a break and a retest to get that follow through. And right now, guys, there's stuff moving in the market, but is there exceptional trades, exceptional setups? Not right now at this point in time. We're only 7 minutes in. We're not chasing stocks at resistance. Wait for the break, wait for the retest, and then look to get involved. I am still watching MULN here above the VWAP. Okay, we are trying to consolidate above VWAP, and I may be looking to start a position, right? Not a 100% full-sized position, but maybe 25% of my desired position to just get my feet wet with stops below 245 on MULN. So it'd be a little time to get my feet wet, and I'm getting my feet wet right now. My feet are wet at 257 on MULN, only 25% of my desired position here on MULN. Stops are under 245 on MULN. That's going to be yesterday's low, and that's also below that 20 EMA. If this is going to play out like it did last week, we're going to see a pretty strong bounce and a nice little follow through with MULN off that 20 EMA. So nice tight stops, good reward, and I also think this could turn into a decent little swing trade as well here on MULN, right? If we can get a strong bounce that we're starting to see here off that 20 EMA, following through with a break of the downtrend, that could really get some action here with MULN. And again, 350, $4, maybe 5. This could turn into a decent little swing trade on MULN as well. So again, 25% position started at 257. Stops are going to be under 245. I'm risking about 10 cents on a 25% starter position. Stops, loss, it's like that. It's like super teeny. If it's setting up and it's looking good and it continues to build on up, I can always continue to add to my position as well when I see the right time to add to my position. Here's your break. You are starting to retest here on SEED. So it did break nice and strong right over that $9 level. Came back down, retested 9, never cracked below 9. So right now we want to start to see that follow through up towards around 967 to 978. and you'd have to place stops below $8.80. So if you got long at 9 on the break and retest, your pullback low after the break was that candle, that lower shadow, I'd be placing stops right around $8.80 at this point in time here on SEED. Risking 20 cents, you guys have potential to make at least 60 to 70. Here on SEED, you have some good volume. It is trying to break, but always put yourself in a position to do what? Scale out and take profits. Right now, you guys are at 50 cents a share. Is that a good time to scale out and take profit? I think so. Why is that? You're risking 20 cents, right? You're currently up 40 cents. What is that? That's 2 to 1. I know your plan is to get 3 to 1, but you're at a 2 to 1. That could be a good time to lock up 25% of your position, 50% of your position to at least get paid to put some profits in your pocket, okay? So nice break, retest, follow through. Nice tight stops, good reward, SEED. Currently the one trade that has some good potential, but again, trim, scale out, lock up profits when you have them. We know that the stock could just dump on down. You could be up 40 cents, 50 cents, and then boom, you're down. You're in the red. Always be willing to lock in profits when you have opportunity to do so. I know you have a 3 to 1 trade plan, but you're at a 2 to 1. You were at a 2 to 1, little above. That was a good opportunity to go ahead and maybe take 25 to 50% of your position off the table and leave a runner at risk-free to see if the stock is really going to follow through and get explosive. I mean, you do have room to 10 and then 1065 on SEED if we can break those pre-market highs. So they reported a Form 4 filing to purchase roughly 21.17 million shares of MDVL at an average price of 106 per share. So we'll see if this has any action towards it. But again, they are purchasing 21 million shares at an average price of 106 per share. So here on MDVL, 25 million in float, trading pretty good volume at this point in time. So right now you do have some resistance right around that 125 level. We can start breaking that 125. You have room to 140, and then you can see it up towards around 160 here on MDVL. The SPY. So we were looking at the SPY here for a possible green day, right? Possible green day, more puts than calls in the market. Typically when you see a lot of puts versus calls in the market, you see a little bit of a rebound day, a little bit of a green day. The key level that we need to see the SPY break and hold above, guys, is going to be that 448. What's significant about 448? It's your 200-day moving average. So if we can break and hold 448, you do have potential to fill the gap up towards around 450 and 451. That's about $2 to $3 to the upside on the SPY. But if you see that 448 just holding the stock down, holding it down, and it cannot break above, and it is weak, and it is showing a lot of selling pressure, you definitely don't want to take it long. You would think about a rejection off the 200-day moving average for a nice little dump on back down towards around 446, 48, and then possibly to retest yesterday's lows below 444 on the SPY. So that 448 level is a key level that needs to break and hold before you start looking for an entry for that potential gap fill on the SPY. This is why we lock in profits, guys. This is why we take profits when we have them. SEED is a great example of a good setup, and then it's just rolling back on over. You could be up 50 to 60 cents, and then boom, you're back down to break even or slightly in the red. Anytime you have profits on the table, it's not a bad idea to lock them up. No one's ever gone broke by locking in profits. I think it's safe to say we're taking IMAC off that watch list. We're taking HTGM off the watch list. We're taking ATER off the watch list for now. And ADN's that mid candle for tomorrow. So right now it's SEED, MDVL are going to be the top two stocks at this point in time. And right now it's MDVL. Next level of resistance here on this stock will be up towards around, I'd say like 140-ish, right around 140, 150, and then up towards around these levels of resistance on the daily, right around like 160 here on MDVL. Yeah, for now. If we start cracking below 250, my finger's on the trigger to get out. I'm just looking at the daily, right? So intraday, I understand that it's rolling on over and it doesn't look good intraday whatsoever. But when we look at MULN on a daily chart, it does show a little bit of potential based on yesterday's strong little bounce right off that 20 EMA. So again, cracking that 20 EMA and cracking below yesterday's low of 245, I'm out. And that's why I didn't go full position size on MULN. I didn't take 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares. I took 250 shares to get my feet wet at 257. So if I get stopped out of this, I risk $25 versus $250. I risk what? $25, right? So it was a good opportunity for me based on what I see here on the daily chart to start a position, get my feet wet, right? Because I do think if we do start to bounce and break that downtrend, we could start to see a follow through, and this could turn into a nice little swing trade. Might as well get my feet wet here. Let's see if we get in the move on up. If so, I can always add to it. If it doesn't move on up and it's dead, then I cut it for a $25 loss on MULN. That's why I told you guys I'm taking 25% of my desired position just to test the waters, right? I don't want to lose the 100, 200 bucks, right? This early in the day. But again, it was a good time for me to at least get my feet wet here on MULN. MULN has always been one of those stocks. Day trading it has always beaten me up over the past few weeks, right? Day trading this stock is not simple, right? This stock is very choppy. It's all over the place. It's pretty random. So I'm not really even looking at our intraday chart. I'm looking at the daily solely, right? And if the daily starts bouncing, the daily shows that strength, that's where I stay in this trade, is based on what we see on the daily chart. Really good momentum on MDVL, really nice momentum. So again, we had that nice little break over this prior high, really good volume. We're starting to pull back on less and less and less and less volume at this point in time. I would say support would be right back down. I would say right around like 126-ish. Like 126 is a decent little level to see if MDVL can hold above. So we're just still watching this one around 126, 125. And see what takes place, but right now it's definitely not looking all that great. SEED, not looking all that great here around $9 either. VYNE doesn't have any volume. MNTS, here's MNTS, guys. This is the stock that has 46% of its float currently short, with a pretty good press release launching agreements with Elon Musk's SpaceX. All right, so we know that this stock could bring in some hype, could bring in some attention, high short interest, low floats with news, decent volume. We know the stock could definitely rip and run here, guys. All right, so this is a high watch stock at this point in time as we're starting to really pick on up with some volume, right? Everything else right now, not looking the best, not looking the best. Across the board, nothing else is really standing out to me at this point in time. So what I would say right now, if you pick one stock to look at, it's MNTS, guys. This is the stock that we'll be watching right now at this point in time. All right, 9:49. I always try to give you guys some quick wins. The only quick win we had was SEED. Break and retest over 9. Again, when you guys started to see that 40 cents of profit with your 20 cents of risk, trimming, taking profit, trimming, taking profit. If you guys got in for that nice little break and retest and you were taking that 40 to 50 cents of profit on SEED, good job and good work. But that was the only trade that I saw that I was willing to put my name behind as far as the entries, the targets, all that good stuff. So if you guys grabbed you some SEED, good job, but there hasn't been an abundance of opportunity right out of the gate, right? SEED was really the only one. MDVL, we didn't really have time to catch that to build a plan to put an alert out there. Just SEED at this point in time, guys. You know what we're looking at, why we're looking at these stocks, you know where the opportunity is. So trade smart, trade safe, enjoy your Thursday, everybody on YouTube. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning right at 9 o'clock as we do it all over again. And then next Wednesday will be our free stream Wednesday. And at that point in time, we'll have you guys able to sign up for our intro membership. No obligation, nothing required up front. That'll give you access to a lot more than just the free stream on YouTube. All right, guys, so stay tuned for that. I'll have more details next week. But with that being said, make sure you're trading smart, trading safe, locking in those consistent profits like we do every single day. And until next time, make it happen, guys. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock a.m. So right now, traders, team, MNTS at this point in time is going to be the number one watch, followed by SEED is our number 2 watch at this point in time. I'm taking VYNE off the watch list. All right, so we are good. SEED, MNTS. And I really want to focus on MNTS because MNTS really hasn't made any kind of substantial move. I mean, that wasn't bad. A nice little 40-cent bounce on up here, but I definitely want to still keep MNTS on high watch because if we start breaking that 450 level, this thing has room to 5 and then 525, and this thing could really start taking on off. So I do want to keep this one on high watch right now at this point in time, guys, here on MNTS. And I do want to watch it above 4, right? So we had a lot of good support at $4 here in pre-market. We're back above 4 here intraday. $4 is also the VWAP and the 9 EMA. So if we can stay above 4 here, we can see it back up to that 450 level. I'd actually say 445, right? You have more resistance at 445 versus that 453. You hit 453 once, you hit 445 several times. So I'd actually say a 445 target right now on MNTS. SEED just hit target, but we took a little bit of heat around 9. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Stops were below that pullback low of 880. So at that point in time, you never would have gotten stopped out if your stop loss was still intact underneath that pullback lower shadow. We came down. Nice little double bottom around 9. Boom. Right up to that pre-market high target of 978. Here on SEED. So right now, SEED showing some strength, guys. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of an uptrend on SEED at this point in time. And let's see if we can continue to build on up with some of these nice higher lows and higher highs. Hold this trend line and follow through with a break over high a day, right around 978. Really want to see that break over $10 as well. And then anything over 10, we could see 1065 next on SEED. So again, my top 2 right now, SEED, MNTS. We are still watching SBFM, but I want to see SBFM breaking and holding over yesterday's highs first. Again, I don't want to be a buyer right at levels of resistance. So a nice little break and hold over that high of day yesterday of $7.89. And then really $8 as well. $8 is key, but then we got $8.50 and $8.90 targets on SBFM. So these are our three stocks to watch right now. Top three, SEED above this trend line for a 978 break up to 10. Ideally, you want to see that break at 10 as well. Get that nice little spike up to 1065. High watch SEED above the VWAP support and above this trend line as well. MNTS above $4 still looks good. So if we get a nice little pullback to 4, we find support, we could start to see buyers move back into the 445. So again, MNTS is definitely on high watch as well. And then SBFM for that break and hold over yesterday's highs, ideally $8 as well. We have room to $8.50 and then $8.90. Nothing really happening with BRCC at this point in time. Nothing happening with DRCT. Nothing really happening with BBAI or IMG or IGMS or even MULN. So again, right now, these other stocks, they're on the back burner. We're not even focused on them right now at this point in time. It's all SEED, MNTS, and right now, SBFM team. SBFM at this point in time, high watch.